Hello students, this is Shekhar Pujari. In this video, I am going to discuss about the subject financial management, in that a very interesting topic, working capital. So before we moving towards the working capital, as we know, capital plays a very important role in any type of business. Capital are classified into two, that is fixed capital and another is working capital. Fixed capital is nothing but to purchase the fixed assets or long term assets. Whatever capital will invest in the business, that is called as a fixed capital. And on the other hand, okay, to maintain the day-to-day expenses of the business, or to maintain the routine expenses of the business, little amount we have to keep with the business, that whatever the capital is there, that is called as a working capital. Okay, a small example I will give you. From that example you will come to know that what is exactly the working capital. Okay, working capital is nothing but the pocket money of the business. Okay, the pocket money of the business is nothing but working capital. Okay, say for example, a student got admission into the college. Okay, whatever he will pay the fees, that fee is a say for example a particular year's fee he has to pay. So college fee he don't need to pay again and again, so that will be treated as fixed capital. Okay, because he invested the capital into the admission fees, so again and again he don't need to pay, so that will be treated as fixed capital. Again, daily he used to come to the college, and for meeting the expenses he has to keep some balance, that is called as a pocket money. Okay, for purchasing the chocolates, for having the breakfast, or purchasing the any materials, whatever the daily routine expenses are there, for meeting those he has to keep some pocket money with him, and that pocket money is nothing but working capital. In the same manner, any type of business you may take, okay, we require the long term assets. For purchasing long term assets, for purchasing the fixed assets, we require the huge capital, and that capital is nothing but fixed capital, we can say. Again, apart from that, again some expenses are there, such as payment of salary, payment of wages, electricity charges, payment of rent. Okay, so these are the so many little expenses are there. To meeting those expenses, we have to keep some balance with the counter. Okay, and that counter balance is nothing but, we can say, working capital. Now we'll discuss the meaning of working capital. Three meanings I will give you. From that, whichever you will feel better, you can write it in exam. So first of all, any amount invested in the current assets is called as working capital. Okay, again I will repeat, any amount or any capital which is invested in the current assets, that is called as a working capital. So as we know, the current assets, okay, the asset which have a period less than the 1 year, those type of asset is called as a current assets, such as cash balance, bank balance, stock, bills payable, debtors, any advance payment of expenses. These are the examples of current assets. So any capital invested to acquire those assets, that is called as a working capital. Or again I will repeat, any amount invested in the current assets is called as a working capital. So another meaning we'll see, any capital which is going to carried by business to maintain the day-to-day expenses, or to maintain the day-to-day expenses, or to meet the day-to-day expenses of the business, whatever the capital will invest in the business, that is called as a working capital. Say for example, daily expenses, routine expenses are available in business, such as electricity charges, water charges, rent, any type of wages, salaries. Okay, these are the expenses which may you see in the business on the routine basis. So meet those expenses, we require the capital, and that capital is nothing but working capital, we can say. The capital required to carry on day-to-day expenses of the business is called as a working capital. So this is the second meaning of working capital. Another meaning, working capital is nothing but the difference in between the current assets and current liabilities, that is called as a working capital. So we have to make differentiate in between the current assets and current liabilities. Okay, In practically also we can say there are some current assets they will give and current liabilities they will give. So first of all you have to make the group of current assets. From that you have to deduct the all types of current liabilities, then you automatically get the result, and that result is nothing but working capital, we can say. Okay, so working capital is nothing but the difference in between current assets and current liabilities is called as working capital. Okay, so again second important concept, that is factors influencing or determining the working capital. For forecasting the working capital, okay, for calculating the working capital, so many factors are affecting. Okay, so such as size and nature of business, availability of raw material, availability of financial assistance, okay, credit policy, production policy, business fluctuations. Okay, so many factors are there. Okay, while framing the working capital, say for example, okay, if we running a pawn shop, okay, how much working capital we require? Say for example 10,000 in counter, 10,000 working capital should be there. If we running a bank, okay, how much working capital we require? We require the 20 lakh rupees. If we running a MNC company, then we require a 50 lakh rupees is the working capital. How this working capital is differs, how this working capital is changes as per the business, because the nature and size of business. If small type of business is there, small working capital required. Middle type of business is there, middle type of working capital is required. If large business is there, large type of working capital is required. This is how the so many factors will affect on the working capital. Say for example financial assistance. Say for example, if finance is available in market easily, then nobody is or business never used to take the huge loan, okay, and keep it as a working capital. Whenever it requires, that much only business used to take. And say suppose if financial assistance is not available easily, then business used to keep huge working capital. Again, so many factors are affect on the working capital. Okay, so we'll move to the next concept. Okay, another concept is types of working capital. Okay, again under working capital, the types are classified into 5. Okay, first one is gross working capital. Okay, name itself telling that gross means without making comparison, without making any type of deductions. Okay, in simple I will tell you what is the meaning of gross working capital. Gross working capital is nothing but any amount or any capital invested in the current assets only, that is called as a gross working capital. Okay, any amount invested in the current assets only. So here gross working capital is equals to current assets. Okay, that will be treated as gross working capital. Okay, any amount invested in the current assets. Then next we'll see net working capital. Second type of working capital is net working capital. Here the word itself telling that net means we have already compared, we have to make a comparison or deduction. So here we have to compare the 2 points, one is current assets and current liabilities. Okay, when current assets or current liabilities is deducted from the current assets, then it will be treated as a net working capital. Or in simple words, I can say you, when the current assets is more than the current liabilities, that situation is called as a net working capital. Say for example, current asset is 15,000 and current liabilities is 12,000. So current liabilities, from that current liabilities we have to deduct from that current assets we have to deduct the current liabilities. 15,000 current assets and 12,000 current liabilities, then you will get the result 3,000. That 3,000 is nothing but working capital. But what type of working capital? That is the net working capital. Why? Because current assets is greater or more than the current liabilities. That will be treated as the net working capital. Then another type of working capital is negative working capital. Okay, mostly in which business current asset is greater than the current liabilities, those business will treat it as a healthy business. Okay, but there are some businesses which may sick. Okay, their position is like that, where the current liabilities is greater than the current assets. Okay, when we make the comparison, and from that comparison we will come to know that where the current liabilities is excess or greater than the current assets, then it will be treated as the negative working capital. Okay, so another type of working capital is permanent working capital. Okay, permanent, or again we can say fixed or regular working capital. Okay, so permanent working capital is nothing but the capital which remains same in the business in any form, that is called as a permanent working capital. Okay, as the business may follow any type of situation. Okay, in any kind of situation, business used to keep same consistent or permanent capital. That capital is nothing but permanent working capital, we can say. And lastly, variable working capital. As we know, variable is nothing but which varies or changes. Okay, where the working capital got changes, that is called as a variable working capital. Okay, another meaning is that variable working capital is nothing but where the capital is changes. Okay, as per the production or as per the demand available in the market, that capital is called as a working capital. Say for example, if we using or if we producing a 1 unit, then 1 rupee capital is required. Say for example, instead of one product you are you are thinking to produce the 10 units, then you require the 10 rupee working capital. From 1 rupee working capital, you have decided to keep 10 rupee. This is how the variable is take place or changes got take place. Such type of capital is called as a variable working capital. Now we'll see the practical part of it, how to estimate the working capital. Say for example, particular business is there. Of that business, the information is given, and from that information you need to work out, and you have to suggest the business how much capital is required by that particular business. So as I told you, working capital is nothing but the difference in between the current assets and current liabilities. So here simple format I have given you. This is how we have to work out and calculate the working capital. So we have to first of all write the amount of current assets. Okay, from that current assets we have to deduct the all types of current liabilities. Okay, from current assets we have to deduct current liabilities. One of the figure you will get, that figure is nothing but working capital. Okay, so what type of current assets and what type of current liabilities they will give you in the problem, we'll see here. Here I have given you the format. Okay, from this format you will come to know that how the estimation or how the calculation of working capital is calculated. Okay, here it is. First of all, you have to put head as estimation of working capital required. Okay, one of the question for 15 marks they will ask you, and first of all you have to put heading as estimation of working capital required. Then you have to make the 3 columns. One is broader and another 2 columns for rupee. The broader column put head as particulars. Okay, then inner column is put head as rupees and outer column rupees. Okay, particulars, rupees. Now as I told you, current assets we have to write first, from that current liabilities we have to deduct, then you will get the working capital. So now we have to put first point, that is Roman first, current assets. Under current assets, what type of assets they will use to give in the problem. So I have already listed here. So first of all you have to write the opening stock. Okay, in opening stock how much capital we have to keep. Okay, in stock how much capital we make or how much capital we need to make invested. Okay, so again under opening stock, some three types of stocks are available. Either it may be raw material, work in progress, or finished goods. Okay, the next one, debtors. Okay, debtors is also one of the current assets. Debtors are those persons from whom we have to receive the money. Okay, that is called as a debtors, or in short we can say customer. Okay, because we used to sell the goods on credit basis to the customer, so we have to receive the amount from the customers. So when we sold the goods, okay, so we have to receive the cash. Till that we have to incur the, or we have to invest the capital. So this is how we have to work out. First of all, opening stock, debtors, expenses paid in advance. Any expenses paid in advance you have to write. Okay, if any expenses paid in advance, it will be treated as the current assets. So in problem, any expenses paid in advance you have to write here. Okay, again cash balance. Again in counter also we have to make the cash balance. Okay, so make the total of all the assets: opening stock, debtors, expenses paid in advance, cash balance. So you will get here one figure. That figure is nothing but current asset. This much cash balance, this much working capital, you have to keep it in your business. Okay, you have to maintain this much balance. But again you will make it relief. Okay, relaxation you will get. Why? Because current liabilities. For that reason you have to deduct Roman second, current liabilities. Under current liabilities, two types of liabilities you have to write here. First of all, creditors. Creditors is a type of current liabilities. Creditors are those persons to whose amount we have to pay. Okay, creditors are those persons to whom we have to pay. Okay, the person to whom we have to pay, that person is called as a creditors. Mostly, who are the creditors? Our suppliers are treated as the creditors because they supplied the goods to us on the credit basis. We have to make them payment. So supplier are nothing but creditors. So supplier also will allow the credit facility. So this is the relaxation. That much amount we will use to keep. Okay, don't need to make the payment. Okay, that much cash we don't need to keep. So from that current assets we are deducting the creditors. Again, any type of outstanding expenses. Okay, so few expenses are there, we don't need to pay immediately. Okay, for that reason we have to make pending. Pending is nothing but outstanding. Few expenses will give it in the problem, that will be treated as outstanding expenses, so we have to deduct it. Okay, so here make the list of current liabilities. Under that current liabilities you have to consider creditors and another is outstanding expenses. So make the total of those both and keep here. Okay, so we have to deduct. For that reason I have keep it in bracket. So current assets minus current liabilities, one figure you will get. Okay, that figure is called as a net working capital. As I told you, the types of capital, under that second type of capital is net working capital. What is net working capital? When the current assets is greater than the current liabilities. Here current asset, always current asset will give more. Okay, when current asset is more than the current liabilities, then you will get the figure. That figure is called as a net working capital. Okay, again for contingency. Okay, as we know now, here say for example 15,000 working capital we are estimating for a particular year. Okay, say for example this is the 2020 year, so we are estimating the working capital for 2021. Then we know that 15,000 current asset. In current asset we have to maintain the balance. Again current liabilities 12,000, so here we'll get 3,000. But future is uncertain, we know that. Okay, the time value of money is concept is very much crucial. For that reason, for contingencies, okay, for increase and decrease, we have to keep, say for example 10% of this balance. Again we have to keep it in. Okay, so 3,000 or 10% of 3,000 means 300 you will get. So 3,300 rupees we have to maintain for just contingency purpose. For that reason, in net working capital we have to add contingencies or margin. Okay, so here you will add, then you will get the required working capital. Okay, this is how the format is there. Again I will repeat. First point, we have to write here current assets. Under current assets, 4 type of current assets we have to observe. First of all, opening stock, debtors, any expenses paid in advance, or cash balance. We have to make the total of it. Then we have to deduct the current liabilities. Under current liabilities, 2 points we have to consider. One is creditors and another is outstanding expenses, if any. Okay, then you can deduct it. You will get the net working capital. For the future uncertainty, again we have to keep some balance, that is contingency or margin. Okay, then you will get the required working capital. This is your main answer. Okay, this is how you have to calculate the working capital for a particular business. And one more thing is that, so we have to ignore, here it is important note, we have to ignore the profit or income tax or any dividend or any information regarding to drawings. Okay, these are the points we have to ignore. These 4 points, if given in the problem, we have to totally ignore it, because this is the part of profit. Okay, again I will repeat. Profit, percentage, or income tax, any information outstanding income tax, or any advance payment of income tax, or any dividend, or any drawings, any such type of information is given, then you have to ignore it. Okay, we don't need to consider while estimating the working capital. Now we will solve one problem. Here problem is, following is the cost structure of product X in terms of percentages. Okay, information is given about the product X in terms of percentages. Next one, find out working capital required. They have asked you to calculate the how much working capital is required for a particular business, and information is given this one. Okay, next one, if the expected sales amounts to rupees 1,30,000, the expected sales amount is given. Okay, during the next year we are expecting that sales is happened about nearly about 1,30,000. Okay, this is the expectation. From that expectation, we have to anticipate how much working capital we have to keep it in business. Okay, so here in this problem, sales amount directly given. In some problems, they will give you the indirect information, such as sales amount per unit and the quantities they will give you. Then you can multiply, you will get the sales amount. Okay, again information is given. The cost of raw materials, 30% of sales. Okay, whatever sales we did, 30% is related to the raw materials. Okay, we already incurred the 30% raw material expenses. Again, direct labor, 40% of sales. Total sales 100% is there, out of 40% is about direct labor. Again next, overhead. Overhead is nothing but it is a combination of indirect expenses. Overhead is nothing but indirect expenses, we can say. Okay, so indirect expenses is about 20% of sales, means 30% raw material, 40% labor, 20% overhead, means 90% of total sales is total cost. Okay, 100% is sales and total cost is 90%. The difference is profit. Profit is 10% of sales. But as I told you, profit, income tax, dividend, drawings we have to ignore while calculating the working capital required. Okay, so next one, it is also estimated that. Okay, again we some anticipation or estimations they have given. From that estimations we have to work out how much working capital required is there. So here it is, I will read one by one. Point number 1, raw materials held in stock for 3 weeks. Okay, we purchase the raw material, immediately we will not go further for the production. 3 weeks we will wait, means 3 weeks the whatever the raw material we have purchased, keep it in godown, means it is a waste of amount. That is nothing but working capital. Okay, we have to purchase, but no doubt production will not be taken place, but even though we have to purchase, because availability of raw material and all, it will matters. Okay, next one, finished goods in stock for 2 weeks. Again, say for example, we produce the goods, okay, finished goods are ready, but immediately it is not possible to sell in the market. So 2 weeks, 2 weeks finished goods will be keep it in the godown itself. Again, manufacturing process requires 3 weeks time. Okay, when we purchase the raw material, we have to convert it into the finished goods, but that procedure, the manufacturing activity or manufacturing process will require 3 weeks time. Okay, in 3 weeks we will use to convert the things, means again 3 weeks we have to wait for the cash. So again 3 weeks will be dead investment, that is called as a work in progress. Okay, this is how they have given the indirect information. Manufacturing process requires 3 weeks time, that is work in progress. Next one, fourth one, 5-week credit is extended by the suppliers. When we purchase the raw material from our supplier, he has given us the credit period, okay, 5 weeks. Okay, that creditor or supplier will say 5 weeks you don't need to make the payment. Okay, this is the relaxation. Again, debtors are given 8 weeks credit period. Then as I told you, debtors are nothing but customers. When we sold the goods to the customer on the credit basis, we will allot them 8 weeks credit. Okay, this is our company's policy, where we can allow them 8 weeks credit policy. Okay, again next one, cash balance to be maintained rupees 5,500 rupees. Okay, means in cash counter we have to keep the cash 5,500 rupees directly they will give. Next one, rent paid in advance. Okay, you taken the building on the rental basis, so you have to pay the rent, but here you paid the rent in advance 1,000 rupees. Okay, advancely you have a habit to make the payment of rent is advance. Okay, so advance payment, if as I told you, if any advance payment is done, that will be treated as current assets. Next one, salary rupees 24,000. Okay, during the particular year we need to make the payment of salary is 24,000, but what happens, lag in 1 month, means after the 1 month immediately will not use to make the payment. After the 1 month we need to make the payment. Lag is nothing but late or outstanding. Okay, later on we'll see in the practical part. Next, again last information is allow 10% for contingencies. Okay, for increase and decrease or future uncertainties, we have to again add 10% of balance. Okay, this is how the problem is given. From that information we have to work out how much working capital is required. Now we'll start here. So as I told you, first of all we have to write here all the current assets. Okay, under current assets 4 points we have to consider. First one is number 1, opening stock. Okay, under opening stock 3 types of stocks are there, that is raw material, work in progress and finished goods. Okay, we'll see one by one if information is available in the problem or not. Okay, so after checking you will come to know that raw materials held in stock for 3 weeks, means information is given about raw materials. Okay, so here you have to write here raw materials. So I will write here the calculations. How much is the rate of raw material, how much is the amount of raw material, we don't know, but we know about the sales. Okay, so first of all write here total sales is 1,30,000 rupees. Next, check here what about the raw material information, the cost of raw materials 30% of sales. Okay, total sales we know how 1,30,000 rupees, out of that 30% is related to the raw materials. Okay, so here it is, make the percentage 30%, 30 divided upon 100. Again, what is the credit period or what is the holding period, we have to see here 3 weeks, either it may be given the days, either it may be given the weeks, or either it may be given the months. Okay, you have to convert for the year. So here it is 3 weeks period is there. So here it is 3 weeks out of 52 weeks. In a year, how many weeks are there? 52. So this is how we have to work out. Raw material total sales is 1,30,000 rupees. Out of that, 30% is related to raw material. So period of raw material is 3 weeks. 3 weeks out of 1 year. 1 year means 52 weeks. So after calculating this, you will get balance is 2,250. Okay, this is how we have to calculate. This much working capital we need to keep it in business, because we have to purchase the raw material, we need to make the payment, and how much raw material we have purchased? 1,30,000 into 30%. Out of that, 3 weeks we have to keep it in business. For that reason, 2,250 rupees we have to keep it as a working capital for the raw material purpose. Again, next, any information given about the working capital, just check. After checking, here I have already told you, manufacturing process requires 3 weeks time. Okay, manufacturing process will require 3 week time. Okay, manufacturing activity. So while manufacturing, what type of costs are involved? Raw material involved, direct labor also involved, and again overheads. Means how much percentage? 30%, 40% and 20%. 90% cost is involved under manufacturing activity. So here I will write here work in progress. Okay, so what about work in progress amount? We don't know. We know about the sales. From the sales, we will indirectly calculate. Total sales is 1,30,000. Out of that, 90% cost is related to work in progress. So 90 by 100 into what is the period? Here it is also period mentioned 3 weeks. 3 divided upon 52. So work out. Here I have already answered with me, that is 6,750. Okay, this much balance is required for work in progress. Again, next, any information given about the finished goods? In some problem they will give you information about only raw material, they will not give you information about work in progress or finished goods. Okay, then you have to check. If information is given, then you have to write. So now check any information given about the finished goods. Here it is, finished goods in stock for 2 weeks. Okay, finished goods. So finished goods information is given. So I will write here finished goods. Okay, what about finished goods amount? We don't know. So again, we'll take help of sales. So sales amount is 1,30,000. So what is the cost of finished goods? For producing a finished goods or preparing a finished goods, how much cost we have incurred? Raw material 30%, labor also we require 40%, overhead expenses 20%, 90% total cost we have to incur. Then there is a possibility to produce the finished goods. So 90% of cost, 90% of sales into what is the period for finished goods? 2 weeks period is there. Okay, 2 weeks means 2 divided upon 52. Then you can calculate, you will get 4,500. You will get the exact figure. This is how we have to calculate about the opening stock. Again, I will repeat. First of all, Roman first, current asset. In that, 4 assets we have to consider. First asset is opening stock. Under opening stock, raw material, work in progress and finished goods we have to consider. Then next one, point number 2, debtors. We have to calculate about the debtors. Then any information given about debtors? Here it is. Okay, debtors are given 8 weeks credit period. Okay, for our debtors, for our customers, we are giving 8 weeks credit facility. So how much you sold the goods? Total sales is 1,30,000. But as I told you, profit rate is 10%. We have to ignore it. Means how much product you sold? 90%. 90% cash only you are held with the debtors. Though even he has to make 100% payment, but your cash is involved or held with the debtors is 90%. So for that reason, ignore the profit. Profit rate is 10%, means 90% finished goods is there. For that reason 1,30,000 out of that 90% is total goods you have sold. So what is the period? Debtors are given 8 weeks credit period. So write here 8 weeks out of 52 weeks. So after calculating this, you will get the value is 18,000. Okay, this is how we have to calculate. Again in this problem, third asset, okay, expenses paid in advance. If any expenses paid in advance, we will treat it as a current asset. Just check here in this problem, seventh information is there. Rent paid in advance rupees 1,000. They have directly given. Rent is expenses we paid in advance, that to 1,000 rupees. So directly you can write here. So rent paid in advance. Okay, so what is the rate? 100,000 rupees. Okay, then last one, just check any information given about the cash balance. Just check here, it is sixth one. Cash balance to be maintained rupees 5,500. If given, you can write. If not given, then you don't need to write here. So in this problem they have given cash balance have to maintain 5,500 rupees. Okay, this is the end of current assets. Okay, these 4 points we have to consider. Opening stock, under opening stock 3 points, debtors, any expenses paid in advance, or cash balance. Okay, now make the total and keep it in outer column. Okay, after this you will get the balance is 38,000. Okay, this is the total of current asset. Then what we are calculating? We are calculating the working capital. What is working capital? The difference in between the current assets and current liabilities. Current assets we done. Now we have to do here deduct less Roman second current liabilities. Current liabilities. Okay, under current liabilities only 2 points we have to consider. First one is creditors. Okay, who is creditor? Supplier is our creditor. So why we need to make the payment to the supplier? Because we have purchased the raw material from them. Okay, so any information given about the raw material we have to write here. Okay, so total sales is 1,30,000. Out of that 30% is related to the raw material. 30%. Okay, 1,30,000 into 30% raw material we have purchased from the creditors. Means this much cash we need to make the payment to the creditors. Again, any period creditors, 5-week credit is extended by supplier. Supplier is giving us 5-week credit facility. So here, right here 5 divided upon 52. So work out. After calculating you will get 3,750. Write it in inner column. Okay, again second type, any outstanding expenses are there, then you have to write. So after checking the information, here one information is there. Salary rupees 24,000. The total salary is 24,000 is there. Okay, amount is given about the salary, but lag in 1 month. Okay, 1 month you have a habit to make the payment 1 month late. So 1 month relaxation you have. Okay, till 1 month you don't need to make the payment. So right here outstanding salary. Okay, salary is total 24,000. Out of that 1 month. Okay, 1 month out of year. So here month is there. So how many months are available in year? 12. So when it will be in weeks, then you can divide by 52 weeks, and when it is in the month, then you can divide by months, 12 months. Okay, this is how you will get the salary. Salary is 2,000. Okay, under current liabilities, 2 things you have to consider. One is creditor, one is outstanding any expenses. So outstanding salary. So make the total of this, you will get 5,750. So deduct it. 38,000 minus 5,750. You will get 32,250. This is called as net working capital. Okay, so this is the net working capital. This much balance we require, but this balance is required for the next year, but time value of money will be matters. Okay, but for future uncontingencies or future uncertainties, we have to consider about the contingencies. So here it is, allow 10% for contingencies. Okay, for increase and decrease we have to maintain, again add the balance. Okay, add 10% contingencies. Okay, 10% of this balance. Okay, 32,250 into 10%, then you will get 3225. Okay, add it. After adding this, you will get one of the figure, 35,475. Okay, this is called as a required working capital. Okay, this is how you have to work out. Again I will repeat. First of all, current assets. Under current assets, 4 things we have to consider: opening stock, debtors, any advances payment or cash balance. Next, under current liabilities, we have to deduct 2 things: creditors, any outstanding expenses. Then after deducting, you will get the net working capital. If any margin or contingencies, okay, directly they will give you the amount. Okay, say for example, contingency 1000 rupees you can add, then you can write here 1000 rupees, but here it is they have mentioned the 10% contingencies. Okay, so 32,250 of that 10% is 3,225 you can add, you will get the required working capital. This is how you have to work out. Thank you very much.